We finally got that Supergirl trailer experience. It's been long awaited. And I gotta say that before we even jump into the pod, I feel like James Gunn is kind of like in competition with Marvel as far as dropping, I guess, content before Marvel does to overshadow him a little bit.
Agree with you, yeah. I mean, this has been a long awaited movie, so let's see how it goes.
All right, so let's get into this Supergirl thing. So, give us a little brief description of Supergirl. What's she about?
As we all know, Supergirl is Kara Zor-El's. She's the cousin of Superman, aka Clark Kent. She's supposed to be older than her baby cousin Clark, but the way their ships landed in space, she is now younger than her baby cousin. And this is supposed to be based off a comic book, straight adaptation or somewhat referencing Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. That was a miniseries that was released back in 2021.
Interesting. So we got the post credit scene of Kar coming to pick up Crypto. That's her dog, and I guess that would be like a good transition into this movie trailer where we see Kar Zor-El. She's played by Millie Alcock, and she seemed like a party type chick in this movie, cause the complete opposite of what Clark is. I can I like the aspect of this where they're really emphasizing on what the difference is between the two, where she's a little bit more loose.
Yeah, that's the point because I believe she must be turning like her early 20s. Like, I'm assuming like 21. So she's a party girl right now. She's just trying to enjoy her life, and it's assumed. Well, not it's not assumed, but when she came at the end of Superman, she was drunk, and as we all know, Kryptonians cannot get drunk off I believe it's off of what, a yellow sun, and if there's a red sun, they don't they're able to be normalized like the rest of us. They're humans,
So
and
this is what I'm curious about because in the trailer it showed, I'm assuming it's flashbacks of the destruction of Krypton, and she's looks exactly the same in her adult self. So I'm assuming like it really didn't elaborate in the Superman movie how old he was when he came to Earth. Like, are we still like at the baby stage or?
um, Superman doesn't have too much credibility. I mean, he hasn't been a superhero for that long. I'm probably gonna say like 3 to 5 years tops max in his universe. So he's still, he's still working as Superman. So the world doesn't really know him too much. So that's the crazy part based off the comics, that when Supergirl travels to see the rest of the Kryptonians that survived, she how do I say this? Like, they're space pirates that know of her cousin Superman, and he's built a lot of enemies at this time. So it's gonna be interesting how they adapt this for this movie. So um could probably be in reverse. They're probably gonna make Supergirl been traveling the cosmos, and she's built enemies going forward.
Right. So like she has her hands on like a Superman newspaper, and I want to say that no, the mysterious girl in the trailer, she made reference to Superman. So I'm not gonna read too much into it. Maybe Carl was just explaining to her that, yeah, that's my cousin. So he's Superman, and she's like, what is Superman like, or something like that. But yeah, I'm not really gonna read into too much into it. But I will say this pirate group, Yellow, the Yellow Hills. What can you tell us about this pirate group?
Um, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I remember like about the comic. The Yellowtails are a group of space pirates in the comic of Woman of Tomorrow. I believe they were chasing after the girl Ruthie for a bounty. I forget what it is. I believe there was a bounty on Ruthie, and they wanted to collect on it. Um, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna adapt this for the movie because I believe Cream is supposed to be the main villain in this, so he's like the leader of the Yellow Hills. And I don't know how Lobo plays in this, but it could be that the Yellow Hill contract a bounty hunter, aka Lobo, to go after Ruthie to collect a bounty on her head.
Mm. So okay, let's get on Lobo real fast because in the trailer they really didn't. We just had like a blink of a frame. Let's put it like a
Yeah.
frame of a Lobo. Like you don't really get the full. You don't get the full body look at what Jason Momoa's character Lobo was really gonna look like, which I kind of feel like that was the disappointing part about the trailer. But the thoughts on Lobo in this trailer so far?
It's a blink and you miss it screenshot type of thing. So if you don't pause it at the right moment, you really don't see that Jason Momoa is in it. I mean, but overall, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I heard he was gonna be playing Lobo, I was like, nah, because they recast everybody from the DCU, and I didn't believe it. But I mean, overall, when I did pause the trailer and I saw a glimpse of him, I kind of I like the outfit. I think he might be that dude. He might be a great Lobo.
Mm. So you make references to Lobo possibly being hired by the Yellow Hills Crim. So he's a bad guy, good guy.
Thinking more like an anti-hero. Like I mean,
Okay,
he's just a bounty hunter. He just got to do what he got to do. There's no right or wrong. He just whoever hires him, he's just gonna accomplish the mission. Basically, kind of like Deadpool. You know, it's the objective. The mission objective is first, and however he gets the mission done is he's gonna do what he's got to do. Which
gotcha.
is pretty interesting because Lobo is not in the Woman of Tomorrow. So, but overall, you do need an uh how to say this, you do need somebody to be able to compete with Supergirl, and Lobo's up there. So because he's had history with Superman.
He's up. Okay, so backstory on Lobo. Like what we talking about as far as like type of strength we got with Lobo.
He's got super strength. I mean, he's pretty much like hard to kill. Like I mean, I do think he has, if I remember correctly, he has like regenerative like healing factors. So it's really really hard to kill him. Like you can do a lot to him, and he can still keep getting back up and fighting. I mean, keep back and keep going in the fight. I mean, off like super strength, off Superman. I mean, he can go head to head with him, but there are times where Superman has beaten him before. It's just outwitting him, and however he needs to outwit him in a certain fight.
Mm, damn, got you. All right, so it seems like because when we're just looking at the trailer, it just looks like, to be honest, that Kara is kind of like hiding her being Supergirl, which again is only a trailer. Now, in that, like, I'm not too familiar with Supergirl, but how I've seen this the Justice League Doom, and when she came to Earth the first time, she kind of like had to train to become Supergirl. It wasn't just like, oh, I just got the suit on and I'm from another planet. Oh, that's my cousin. I'm just going to go ahead and be Supergirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to see her just, out here just out roaming the universe with the suit on, and there's no backstory of how she got the suit.
Um. I mean, you know how I I don't recall watching Superman and how they really talked about the S on the chest. I believe if we going by like the DCU, it's like the S on the chest is a symbol of from the Kryptonians, meaning hope. So I mean, it is a big thing in the comics, the S on the chest. So I'm assuming that it was given by her father, just like how Superman got his suit from his parents. I mean, I could see that happening. Overall, the basis of the story, the comic that is going to be related to the film, which they're taking, um, hints and clues, and where they're basing it off the comics. Super Woman of Tomorrow is her trying to find her way in the universe. She's trying to build herself. Like she's like this young female trying to find who she really is in the universe, trying to make a name for herself. Because during the time when the comic was released, she was in the shadow of Superman, and her baby cousin, and she's trying to be, you know, separated from her cousin. She's trying to have her own legacy. Like she doesn't want to be known as Supergirl. Oh, that's Superman's cousin. She wants to, be like that's Supergirl. Like that's she's her own hero. The plot of the story basically revolves of her way of trying to find herself in the universe as she finds out that there are survivors of her home planet, and she finds them, and she slowly finds out that her people are dying from radiation giving them cancer, and she's trying to figure out how to save them. And as she's going through this, she ends up running into a girl named Ruthie, and she's being chased by these pirates, these space pirates. So she is stuck in the middle of like, what do I do? Like, do I save this girl, or do I save my people, or do I try to do everything all at once and save everybody? So she's trying to, she's trying to find a name for herself, create a name for herself, and also to be different from her cousin. But as she learns throughout the comics, is that she's trying to be better than her cousin, and she kind of uses her cousin as a stepping stone to find out who she really is. And the concept of the story is that she tries to take more than she can chew, and she tries to save everybody in the universe. I mean, I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. It is a good comic. I mean, it's been a while since I've read it, but I mean, it is really up there. If you really link in the comics, I mean, it's a great story. I mean, it does have a lot of trial and tribulations for her as a young girl trying to become a woman in the universe. It's a great story. I mean, overall, it is, I don't want to say like an origin story, but basically, basically what's in the middle, it's the story in the middle of her being introduced to Supergirl to actually becoming a superhero of her own.
Mm. Like it seems like she has a little bit more of a complex story than Superman, if I'm being honest. Because the way Superman has been described is just it's quite simple. This man, excuse me, as a child, came in on a ship to Earth, and he had superpowers due to the ultraviolet rays from the sun, and he became the protector of Earth. And then now we're talking with Supergirl. It's a totally different dynamic where she's trying to live up to the expectation of Superman. Did I hear that correct? And she's trying to find her place without exactly living in his shadow, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little confused by it because, I mean, it's no surprise, I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not a big fan of James Gunn's Superman. Uh,
Let's get into
yeah.
that.
So, I mean, it's kind of confusing because I'm kind of like, they changed a lot, and as we know, for those who haven't watched Superman, by James Gunn. I mean, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it because it's a spoiler alert. That we come to find out that Superman was sent to Earth in order to conquer Earth, in order to repopulate the Kryptonians, which is it's pretty wild if you think about it. So,
You didn't like that twist to it?
no, not really, yo. I'm
I
not for
thought it
that.
was creative. I felt like it was something different, and like ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, hey,
I
that's what's
mean,
up.
I mean, and how do I say this? In the scale of a universe, when people are dying and your own race is dying, you're going to try to repopulate it. But the way they go about it, because they find out that, the yellow sun gives Kryptonian their superpowers. And then on their planet, they have a red sun, which basically makes them or normalizes their superpowers. And I mean, his parents particularly chose Earth so he can go and repopulate his people and also dominate them, which is pretty wild if you think about it. They could have sent him anywhere else, but I mean, hey, for the sake of the story, for the twist, I mean, Lex Luthor did expose him. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna say I hated that idea. I mean, it's pretty genius. You changed everything up from the comics and all that, because I mean, how many times we're gonna retell the same origin story for Superman? But it's also ambiguous on how long he's been Superman. Maybe it went over my head, but I don't really recall at this moment how long he's been Superman. So I'm gonna give it like 3 to 5 years. I mean, it's crazy in the movie as well how he's like glorified as a god, right? And then as we get introduced, with not even 10 minutes of the movie, he's getting dogged by his clone, and then his people over there like, "What's going on, Superman? You having a bad day?" I'm sorry, I'm just not for that, yo. But hey, I'm not. What do I know?
I get it. Just by going off of reading some of the comments that we got based off of the Superman movie, like he just wants to be human. I get it.
I mean, he just puts
So
his pants on one leg at a time. I mean,
right, so he could get his ass beat like a human.
uh, yes and no. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I mean, I'm not a really big fan of this movie. I mean, I've only watched it like twice, and I forced myself to watch it the second time. I mean, I just don't like the humor too much on it. I don't think it was funny. I felt like Lex Luthor was too obsessed with him. I mean, I just felt like there was too much going on. And and what were they called? It wasn't the
Justice
Justice
Group,
League. Then what was the
the
name of the
Justice
Justice League?
Society.
The Justice Society. Yeah, I thought they were lame. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that Sally Ball haircut of Guy Gardner. God damn, that shit's terrible.
Like you're not with it. Like, come on, man.
I mean, I feel like it was trying to be rated R. I kind of wish he kind of let it go to a rated R. I think it would have been better. The jokes would have hit a little bit more and it would have landed. But I like I stated before on a pod prior to the movie coming out. I mean, I just don't see how you can hype Superman as a god and then pretty much bitch him. Not knowing back then that it was going to be a clone of him. I mean, it was speculated that it was going to be a clone. I mean, if you're gonna,
I
I
think
don't know. For me, it's like, how can
we
you
thought it
make
was
him
a
so?
dark Superman, like a bad Superman or something, right?
Yeah, and it's just crazy how he just gets dogged. And I mean, as we already know in the comics, I mean, Superman is not a fighter. Like he just throws the hands, but he has no actual knowledge of like martial arts. He doesn't practice martial arts or self defense. He just goes in there because he can just take the beating, which is why I'm not a big fan of Superman because realistically speaking, I mean, eventually you're going to meet somebody who's going to just outmatch you in strength. I mean, there's only so much beating you can take too. But as
Hmm.
we know, there's nobody really capable of holding him down like that. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
the other two, the other thing, I know I'm nitpicking. The other thing too was that how he saved everybody, which is unrealistically speaking, there's no way, bro. There's no way. Like the saving the dog and
Is that really Superman though? It definitely put a
perspective.
put a brand new perspective on Superman to the average Superman viewer. Because look, I noticed it too. Like he really emphasized my man gonna save a hamster. I mean squirrel. He saved a squirrel.
Oh yeah, it's squirrel. My fault.
Yeah, it was a squirrel. So it really got me thinking. Like for real. Uh, in the Superman animated series, it is what does he call that place in the North Pole? What does he call that place? The asylum?
Oh, the Hall of Justice.
The is no the Hall of Justice? That's his little
Oh,
hideout.
you
That's
talking
what
about
they
his
call.
little hideout?
Yeah, what does he call that?
Damn. I am not 100% today. Uh, I can't remember. I can't remember for the sake. Fortress of Solitude. Jesus Christ.
The Fortress of Solitude. Okay.
Jesus
So
Christ,
yeah,
bro.
he has all these alien animals in the Fortress of Solitude. So I'm thinking like, okay, I put two to two together. You must really like animals, like you care about life. So I can see where they were going with him constantly just saving everything.
They were trying to basically. I feel like they were trying to make the like combine a little bit of like the animated series of Superman back in the '90s and like the 1960s Superman, because like it's just childish. Like he's always saving everybody. He's never hurting nobody. Like he's always saving the people. He's the man of the people. You know what I mean? He's our god basically in the comics. The Man of Steel. I mean, I know I'm nitpicking again, like I said. I'm not for that. I mean, realistically speaking, there's no way you're saving everybody because Jesus couldn't save everybody. So, I mean, what makes you think that Superman can save everybody? But hey, like I said, what do I know? I didn't make the movie. I didn't write it or directed it. I mean, I just thought that was a little cheesy to me.
All right, so going back to Supergirl, scale of 1 to 10, how you rating this trailer as far as how excited you are to watch this movie?
Um, I'm gonna rate it a little bit different than Superman. I mean, I'm hoping it's gonna be better than Superman, in my opinion. I'm gonna put it up there. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be better than Superman. It does give me James Gunn vibes of like Guardian of the Galaxy. Too bad he didn't direct this film, but I guess who's directing it, whoever the director is, Greg Gillespie, looks like he's taking notes from James Gunn. So it seems like he's going to mimic James Gunn's way of directing. If it's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, it's got to be good. So hopefully they kind of dim down on the jokes a little bit and they kind of just let the movie be itself. Like find its own way to be its own film and its own super character. Because I just don't want to see her like constantly reference as Supergirl, like the cousin of Superman. That kind of I feel like that's gonna be played out real quick.
What number you giving it?
I don't know if I'm gonna guess. I'm probably gonna give it like a 7 out of 10.
Dang, that's high as hell. I feel like the Superman you probably gave it like what, a 3,
Yeah,
a
I don't
4?
remember. It
I
was
think it was
way
like a
below 5.
three or 4.
I'm like I said, I'm trying to be positive. I mean, I do feel I know it's just the teaser trailer, but for right now, I'm gonna put it a little bit higher. I'm hoping it's gonna be better.
I'm giving it a 5. And the reason why I'm giving it a 5 is because I'm having a hard time trying to understand where they're trying to go with this universe. And I feel like with this Supergirl movie, I feel like it's done a little bit too prematurely. Does that make sense?
Oh, you getting that same vibe? Like I feel like
Yeah.
this is too early. Like
Yeah.
like I feel like we're kind of forcing it type vibe. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but I mean, to
No,
be honest with you,
I'm gonna be real with you. Like I hate I don't want to say it like this because I know people are gonna hate me for this, but she's like a tier 2, tier 3 DC hero to me. Well, in general. Like obviously you got your tier ones, you got Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and all them. Those are the tier ones. And then she flirts around in that tier 2 area where you got Green Arrow and all them motherfuckers in there. And then
yeah,
like I can't think of anybody else. Adam Man, what's his name? The Adam,
Captain Atom.
Captain Adam in that range. And she's like borderline 2, definitely 3 tier. And yeah, you could have I don't know, Wonder Woman, you could gave me my Batman movie like I wanted to. Like
I
you could have
mean,
did so many other
he
things.
could have done all that, but he's trying to stray away from like the DCU and how Zack
Snyder.
Snyder did everything, and he's trying to do something different. And the one thing that it does frustrate me watching these movies and these TV shows and the animated series that are all connected because I'm trying to understand the timeline. The timeline is everywhere. It starts off with Creature Commandos, then you have the Superman animated series, which is connected to the movie apparently, which I'm a little confused about that. it gives a little bit of a timeline before Superman starts, and then you got the Superman movie. Now you got the Supergirl film coming out next year, which I don't know if it's going to be a sequel to Superman, or like are we getting glimpses of the future, but then it's gonna go rewind back before she came to Earth, or is this gonna be taking place right after Superman the film, and then it's just based in the future, and then she comes back, and we start off with Superman 2. Then you got Peacemaker 1 and 2, because Peacemaker was based in the DCU universe, for those who watched it, and now it's based in the DC universe, and everything that had happened previously didn't happen because none of it's canon. He's not canonizing like normal people will canonize stuff. Like as the universe goes along, he's just going to be like, it's that's just how it is. We're just gonna keep going and not reference or talk about the situation. Like that's kind of frustrating me because I'm confused. Like, what are we doing? But hey, it's his universe. I don't make the rules. But overall, like I do feel like you. I do agree with you. I do feel like this is a little too soon, too early. I mean, it is frustrating me because I'm thinking like there's other characters you could do, but I mean, hey, I don't know, like, and the crazy part too is like like Netflix is buying out WB, so this should be interesting on how they're gonna move forward with these movies and stuff. So who knows? The
Speaking
future
of
could
that,
be.
let's get into that before we close this thing, right? So it's in the conversation. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but that's a big catalog that Netflix is going to take on if they're able to pull this thing off. Because I believe it was a bidding war between Netflix and Paramount, where I hate to tell you this, but I'm kind of rooting for Paramount.
Paramount got a lot of stuff already, and so does Netflix, and that's the crazy part. Like, my pet peeve with this whole thing is whoever buys WB, are we gonna just kind of push them to the side and then kind of just start showing like producing shitty movies? Because I mean, WB doesn't have a good rap on these movies. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the only thing that they got going for DC Universe so far, and I'm gonna say it, I know that the fan base is gonna be hating. However, Robert Pattinson's Batman was top tier up there in the Penguin series. I mean, besides that, we haven't got anything top tier like that. Peacemaker 2 season 2 wasn't that great to me. I mean, John Cena did a phenomenal job, but I didn't really care for it like I did season 1. Season 1 was better.
So
And
you're
the
not
Creature
rocking with
Commanders,
the animated
not too
DC
much with the
movies.
anime. No, not really.
The latest ones
And
have been trash, if I'm
it's
being
trash.
honest.
And to be honest with you, like, I mean, I'm cool with them basing it off the comic of Woman of Tomorrow and everything. I'm cool with that. It's a good comic. Like, it's a must read comic. But I mean, if we're going to do a Supergirl film, maybe I'm asking for too much, but I want to see Supergirl film like Apocalypse, Batman vs Superman Apocalypse. That was top tier. But
Well,
maybe
you
we'll
talking
get
about the
that in the
animated movie?
yeah, the animated movie, yeah.
I feel like it could have been better.
But I mean, if you're going to reference a film like that, I mean, I feel like that's where you need to go and then do Woman of Tomorrow because you haven't really based the name of her yet. But I mean, hey, what do I like? I said, I'm a big fan of Apocalypse, Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. I love how ruthless she was in the movie. I mean,
Which one was Apocalypse again? I cannot remember. Is that the one where he Darkseid takes it to
yeah, where he takes it
his
to Apocalypse and then trains her. Where first she
okay,
gets trained
okay,
by the
okay,
Amazonians, and
okay,
then she gets
okay.
kidnapped by Darkseid.
Yeah. That
And
was the movie I was referring to. I said Doom. That's the other one. That's the one where Batman took everybody's weaknesses. Yeah. That was
yeah,
the one. Yeah, I remember that
I
one.
mean,
That was
I love I love the animation for that movie, and I did love the story, and I did love the voice actors. I mean, you had Kevin Conway come back reprise as Batman, and Darkseid was ruthless, and then at the end we got like a great fight scene, bro.
oh yeah,
That
with Supergirl and
and
Superman
Supergirl was
first and
holding her
then
own, bro. Like I'm like, damn, bro, and Superman was getting bitched. That was my like freaking like my pet. Like I mean, I was like sitting there like satisfied. I'm like, bro, you gonna let your cousin wreck Darkseid, but you over to getting bitched? Like what the fuck, bro?
so in the movie, because I don't know whose idea this was. I think it was Batman's idea for him to for her to train with the Amazons.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why doesn't Superman get no training with nobody? Like, why does it take for Batman to put out she needs to learn how to control her power? Like, and I kind of feel like that had a lot to do with her being able to hold her own against Darkseid.
Yeah, it's because it's kind of like how we're talking about this movie, Supergirl, because she has just landed the Earth. Like she hasn't spent time on Earth like her cousin has. So like she doesn't know how to harness her powers. Like remember, Clark Kent spent his childhood on Earth. He learned how to hold and manipulate his powers. He knows how to hold back. Supergirl hasn't had that experience yet. She just needs to learn. That was the whole message of the thing. She was if with her powers unchecked, she could destroy the Earth. That's why Superman put her with the Amazonians so she can be able to master and harness her.
Batman.
You know, yeah, Batman be able to harness her superpowers.
It was Batman's idea.
It was Batman's idea, and that was a smart move. But like I said it earlier, like Superman is the type of dude like I can take the hits, I can take the damage. Like I'm always walk. What did he say? Like in the movies that he's always like he feels like he's in a world full of glass that he's afraid to let loose because he could just break anything and everything, and he just looking for that right opponent. And Darkseid is that man. Darkseid can push him to that edge, so he don't have to hold back.
See, that's what the movie should have been about. It should have been, I don't know what the crypto dynamic should have been, but I would think the post credit scene should have been Kara coming to Earth. And then she's like has no idea what's going on. She tripping. And then Superman comes in, and then like he hears her talking in Kryptonian, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on here? Like, we related? Like, what is this?" And then it goes cutscene. It'll go to like Superman will return or whatever, and then boom, let's transition to all right. What happened after the end this post credit scene where she's training with the Amazons? Oh, damn, she's training with the Amazons, but we never see Wonder Woman. Let's make sure they emphasize that they never see Wonder Woman. She's training specifically with the Amazons, and it just gives you that tease. All right, when we gonna see Wonder Woman? When we gonna see Wonder Woman? When we gonna see Wonder Woman? And then they could have did a story where her just training with the Amazons, and then I don't know. You read more comic books than me, but you could probably take it from there. What they should do next with that Supergirl, opposed to this random ass planet that she on protecting some girl that we don't even freaking know.
I mean, like we said it before, I feel like we're rushing into stuff, but I mean, it is a great comic series. It would have been cool if you done something kind of similar like that. I feel like you should have gone that route and then do Woman of Tomorrow, because that is a serious comic book. Like it's really, the story is really in depth. Like it's more than just a superhero story. It's like relatable for young girls and stuff like that. But um, hey, like I said, what do I know? Like I mean, it would have been cool if you done something like that because you could reference these characters and not have them put them in the film. Like you could have the wow Green Lantern and the Justice Society tell them like, "Hey, I know a friend that can help her harness her powers. Like, if it's cool with you, we can take you over there, and then she could be trained by the Amazonians, and we don't have to have to question too much. Like, oh, so it's not Superman that knows Wonder Woman; it's the Justice Society." And then she'd be like, "Oh, hey, cuz,
Mm-hmm.
I'm slowly learning how to control my powers. Like, cool.
Or she could have already been there, and he could have went in the post credit scene to check on her. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, she
Or they could
training with the
reference like
Amazons.
they could
Like, what
reference
the
Diana
fuck?
talking about we do have our own leader, our own champion, and Diana, like the
Yeah.
daughter of so and so. Like who's Diana? And they'd be like, don't worry about that. And you can reference in the future films and be like, boom, that's who you talking about.
And like it could have built the suspense up a little bit, but like it's kind of just
I mean, they slowly working there, but overall, like I mean, I like
that would have been a perfect segue though.
but I see what they're trying to do with this film. Like they're really trying to give her her own story, her own arc, and then like so I feel like Supergirl is going to be like maybe this is my opinion on the matter. Like I feel like Supergirl is going to be that character that's gonna connect everybody. How do I say this? I don't want to say Nick Fury, but you know how like in the Netflix Defenders had you had the nurse and how she was in every
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
series. I feel like that's what they're doing with her. Like she's gonna have her own story and then slowly start bringing characters in. I think that's what they're trying to do.
So who
That's just my
outside
opinion.
outside of Lobo, like who else could she possibly bring on?
I mean, it's um Power Girl. Um, I mean, there's endless possibility. I mean, I don't know. Like, you don't have to have them all connected because they all know each other in the comics. You could just bring oddball characters like Blue Beetle. Like, she could meet him, Green Arrow. I mean, even Batman for all I care. You know what I mean? I mean, it's possible. I feel like that's what they're doing. She's probably gonna be that character who's gonna probably drag all the characters together and be like, oh yeah, I know somebody. Like Superman's like, who's that? And be like, boom, boom, boom. That's slowly bring the Justice League together. The only other thing I have to say too is I just don't know how they carry Superman like this. I'm sorry. It's got to be talked about. Is the ending scene and how she bitched her cousin, bruh. Like this is supposed to be the strongest dude in the universe, and you just bitch him. Like nobody has respect for this dude in this universe. That's the one thing that grinds my gear about this universe. Like the man who's supposed to be a god is getting treated like a bitch. Like like as we forget that he's saving the universe and he gets bitched. Lex Luthor has no respect for him. I'm sorry. If I was that Superman in that universe, I would not have let Lex Luthor got away with as much shit as he did. And like Supergirl just over there like, hey bitch, where's my dog at? Like, I'm back. And she's drunk as shit. Like, bro, you could have killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, you just landed on Earth and you're drunk as shit. Your awareness probably is off, and you're just over there like, hey, like I'm fucking wasted. Like, where's my fucking dog? And your dog ain't shit. Your dog disrespects the shit out of Superman, which is another thing that be blowing my mind, bro. Like, why is nobody respect this man? Like what is with the disrespect, bro? Like, come on. I'm sorry. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. That shit would have never happened to uh oh my god, the original
Batman.
Superman.
You talking about Henry Cavill?
No, well, Henry Cavill Superman would have never tolerated that shit. And the original Superman,
You talking about Christopher Reeve?
Christopher Reeve, that shit would have never slide back then, bro. That's just me. Maybe it's been in a different era, but that shit would have never happened, bro. That's the only pet peeve I have. Because can you imagine if they did that shit to Batman? Could you imagine if nobody took Batman serious?
It's not a Batman movie.
I know, but let's just say what if we go that route? Like if you're bitching Superman, you might as well bitch Batman. I'm not saying he's probably going to do that. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying. Could you imagine if you did that to Batman?
This universe is over before it even started.
Bullshit. Hey, you said it. Those are your words, not mine. Because I know people are gonna hate on me. I don't care. I'm just saying. Could you imagine if you allowed that disrespect tolerated on your number one superhero, Batman? That would have been over. Like the first few minutes of the movie would have been like people would have just walked out. Like no.
Yeah, like I would have stuck around for the movie just to talk about it, but this ain't my Batman.
No, this ain't my man. No bullshit. I mean, like, whose mess is this, dog? I be like, the disrespect, hell no. You better run the
This
fade on everybody,
this ain't
bro.
my Batman. I don't know who Batman this is, but this ain't my
No
Batman.
bullshit, because I know goddamn well you would not tolerate the goat like that, bro. It better be no John Wick shit either. Like, I mean, shit, like, you disrespect that man. I mean, he needs to kill. I'm sorry. If that was Batman getting disrespected like Superman, I'm putting my hands on you, bro. You getting murked. It's either I kill you or I make sure you fucking live as a vegetable the rest of your life, bro.
But going back to the Netflix deal real fast before we close this thing out for real. I was just thinking, can you imagine what the freaking Netflix subscription price would be if they was able to pull this deal off to buy Warner Brothers?
I was thinking about that too, but also too, could you imagine if they absorb HBO Max into Netflix? Because technically they don't really need HBO Max as an app. They have their own streaming service.
It's dead.
It's probably gonna die. I mean, I probably think they'll let it live for a few more months, get a couple of subscribers, more subscribers, and then force them to go to Netflix, which I do believe that happening. The price is gonna skyrocket. It's already expensive for Netflix, and you can't share accounts either. That's another pet peeve of mine. But that's where I have a problem with this. Like, are we gonna like I'm scared for Netflix and Paramount to even like have their hands on this because I
Paramount,
don't
I'm least
know.
scared about. Paramount,
I
I'm least
I
scared
don't
about.
know if they're really gonna care about these films coming out. Like, I mean, maybe they will. Who knows? But I'm speculating here because I mean, we're not doing so good with this DC universe. It just started, and I'm already kind of having doubts. But I mean, what happens if when you start just throwing films out there just to throw films out there? It's gonna die before it even started. But another thing too, it's like is taking the experience out of the movie theater. I mean, a lot of people want to go to the movie theater and see these films. And imagine what happens if Netflix says, "Fuck that."
What you
Like,
think? What you think about that? Would you prefer to watch the movie in the movie theater, or would you prefer to watch it at home?
I prefer the movie theater experience because it gets me out of the house, and I'm not much of a homebody. I like to just get out, even if I'm not even spending money. But I mean, I'm confined to these walls every day, so I mean, it would be nice to see films like this, like straight in the comfort of your home. But I like the experience of going out and with friends or just going out by myself and watching the audience reaction to these films. Um, but also too, it's like I also have this funny feeling that Netflix could charge us extra just to watch these films in the comfort of our own.
So because I'm gonna get on Disney in a second, but you remember when it was during the pandemic where we had the option of watching Wonder Woman, and I forgot what not Wonder Woman was it Wonder Woman? It was
If you talk about Disney, it was Black Widow.
Black Widow. Thank you. We had the option of watching Black Widow. I don't think you had to pay extra to watch Black Widow on Disney Plus.
No, you did. You had to pay. I think it was like I think they charged like $25 to let you watch the film.
Oh well, damn. Like I'm cool
Yeah.
with that. I'm cool
And
with that,
$25 is expensive as shit, bro. Like a movie ticket is
bro.
like
Come
twenty
on, man. Like
dollars.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. You paying for you to watch a new movie is $15 right there. Like you're walking out of the theater paying at least
Give or
30
take, you talk
forty
about
dollars.
like sodas and
Yeah,
popcorn. Yeah, you talk about buku. So you talking like $20 for a ticket, maybe like you're probably spending around like $40-$50 if you're just going by yourself. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you're going on a date or you bringing your family too, shit, you're looking at like $100. Like
yeah.
at least.
So you gotta weigh your options here. Like if Netflix did decide, hey, look, new movies, you gotta pay per view.
But if I'm okay, let's say hypothetically they charge you like $20-$30 to watch this movie at the comfort of your home in Netflix. Let's say that's what they're gonna do in the future, and they do make it happen. Are we only talking about a one and done? Because if I'm spending $30 to watch a film, I want to be able to watch it whenever the hell I want. I'm not saying you're gonna own it, but maybe
I
like
would
give me
say
24
I would
hours.
say yeah, like 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe 5 days.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of time for 5 days for $30, yo. By then you could show the whole neighborhood the movie. You know what I'm saying? You could be like have a party in your crib, like, hey, yo, come watch this film,
Okay,
yo.
all right, bet. So let's just make it. Let's. I would think then yeah, it'll probably be 48 hours.
The last question we got to talk about before we really close this pod out, real quick.
What's that?
Okay, if Netflix does buy Warner Brothers, this is just speculation. It's not. There's rumors that it's gonna happen. There's rumors that it's not. But it's neither here or there. It's just our opinion. If Netflix buys the WB, do you want them to keep James Gunn, or do you want them to bring back Snyder, or do you want them to give the DC universe to someone else? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go with mine. Bring Snyder back. You might as well
Because
let him finish his
I could
chapter
have
off.
sworn I saw something about Snyder wanted to make Justice League 2.
Yeah, it's rumored that they considering hiring Snyder back. And then there's speculations too that they're saying that WB says that if the merger does go through, that um James Gunn will stay in his position.
Like, yeah, I've heard rumors about nothing changes if Netflix buys them. But before I answer your question, it really got me thinking, how we got here as far as every company wanted to branch out and do their own thing. Like Disney wanted to do their own thing, hence why they was like only Disney movies and Disney TV shows are going to be shown on Disney Plus. And then they had that thing with Hulu, and then they have that where they have TV streaming services, and then they have this ESPN bundle after a while where it provides all three. So, and then Paramount branched out to their thing. HBO started doing their own thing. I can't remember anybody else off the top of my head right now that was doing their own thing. But it all goes back to everybody wanting to do their own thing. And
Facts.
by HBO doing this, selling to Netflix, Netflix basically wins in the end, to be honest. Like
No matter
everybody's
what you
going to
do,
be,
they win.
yeah, they win.
Whoever buys it wins. Like I
Like,
mean,
'cause
they
it's crazy. Like, you got to think about it. They already got WWE. They're showing, this is going to be the second year that they're going to be showing NFL games on Netflix streaming. They already doing some pay-per-view stuff with boxing, with the celebrity boxing thing. And you're getting HBO. Like,
and
you,
you're not even just talking about the DC studio. Like you talk about like franchises, bro. We talking about like
Harry Potter, you get,
Godzilla, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat,
yeah, you getting all that. You getting all of that.
the
Like,
Lego films. I mean,
yes, all of
that
that.
and that's where I go back to going. My statement is like, if we do this right, if they do this, like, are they going to take care of these franchises? Because some of these franchises are blowing up. I mean, like it could go just downhill from there. Like, I mean, it's
Well, it could
possible.
be. It could be just. I think they're just gonna do like a plug and play. All right, your role still stays the same. You just answer to a different boss.
I'm okay with that. But like, I'm going back to the films. I mean, like, are we just gonna be like Netflix gonna be like, nah, we gotta produce more films, more films, more films, more films. I don't care. Like, I feel like it's going to go back to the same route, kind of like the DC universe. Like, we just gotta keep throwing films out there just to throw them out there. That's what I'm scared of. Because
See, I
some
don't
of
think
these
there's much
franchises,
pressure though. It doesn't have to be that much pressure because you're already on a network where it's constantly producing films, where it kind of could get protected in a way where, all right, there's not so much pressure to push so much DC content in such a short amount of time because that's what we come to this network for, which is HBO. We're here for this type of content. Now we're here on Netflix where we don't have to sit here and constantly, all right, what's going on with DC? They haven't dropped any type of content. They haven't dropped a TV show. They haven't dropped a movie. They haven't dropped anything.
in
So
the category, like Netflix category is gonna be ridiculous because I mean they already got a bunch of good films under their belts, but like the category they're gonna be getting from HBO Max is crazy though if you think about it.
yeah, it could definitely get it lost, but I feel like Netflix does a phenomenal job of promoting new stuff.
Facts. And it's just crazy if you think about this, like looking at the future, like that Netflix is doing this, like it's a possibility that Netflix could really like own like WB. If you think about
Streaming,
it in the past, nobody would have thought Netflix would have survived this long because, as we all know, Netflix was just rent a DVD for a good couple of days, and they laughed at them, and best they closed out Blockbuster, and now they started making their own TV shows. They're like, nah, they ain't gonna last that long. And now look at them. Like if you could go back in the past and someone told you Netflix is gonna end up buying like WB in the future, I probably would have laughed at you. Like this is crazy if you think about it in the aspect of the era that we're going to now. Like it's crazy. Like
Okay, so think about this. I feel like cable TV is dead,
hmm
but Netflix is getting to the point where they're going to be that dangerous where they could charge you cable TV prices.
that's crazy. Like that's crazy though if you think about that shit. And you know the crazy part, people would do it. That's even the more crazier part. People are just gonna be like, "Shut up and take my money."
It's like so like for people that don't know how much cable TV costs, we're talking like $150. This well, back when I used to buy it, it was per package. So it all depended on what your preference is. So with Netflix, I would think, nah, you getting the whole thing. Like you're not just gonna get specific things, you get the whole thing. So I could see Netflix charging in the next couple of years about $150 because it's at this point it's its own separate entity where it owns everything or
Talking
has
like a
everything.
God damn, you talking about like a phone bill. this I
It
can
is
see that. I
it's
can see that.
cable. It's your
I
new
can see that.
cable. They have like I forgot to mention, WB has Cartoon Network. Like you get that whole catalog, and I'm pretty sure there's other cartoon shows that are still in development where they're going to want to push it somewhere, and it's going to Netflix. So you get your own Cartoon Network service along with movies, TV shows, and Netflix. Like you said, Netflix makes their own stuff. So you get their own stuff, other people's stuff. It's a network. I mean, it's a service.
It's a service. You get Looney Tunes, you getting Cartoon Network, and you get into big film franchises, and so on and so on. So I mean, there's endless possibilities for Netflix, and then that just widened their category already.
That's crazy.
It's a
Can
crazy
you
time that we live
imagine?
in, yo.
Can you imagine just growing up? And I don't know what your TV experience was growing up, but obviously we had like what 60 channels, and then we had the TV guide. We had to look at the TV guide to see what was coming up next. What used to piss me off was when things would run longer than what they're supposed to, and I would think
Oh
the
yeah,
show
yeah,
that
yeah.
I wanted to watch is not coming on, so I had to flip back. I forgot what channel the TV guide was, and I would have to sit there and wait for the show to come on. With
Oh
Netflix,
yeah.
just go ahead, cut the mug on. Oh, we try to watch. All
Yeah,
right, bet we can
as soon as the
pick up where we left
as soon as the
off.
record button on live it starts, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on the dot. That's the crazy part. The times we're living is crazy. If you were to someone go back in the past and tell you just shit was happening, like you would be like, you're fucking crazy, bro. Like what kind of drugs you on? You know what I'm saying? These crazy times we live in, yo. This is crazy.
So, yep, just be ready. Netflix buying streaming sports. They get this
And then just
water.
imagine saying a Netflix original series, Batman, Superman, like what the fuck?
I feel like they would do a better job if we're being honest.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you on that.
Based off
They've
based
been
off of
making
what they
bangers,
made.
yo. They're
Yeah,
making
based off what
bangers
they
now,
made.
yo.
Yeah.
They used to be like iffy with the material that they were producing,
What?
but not but
Nah,
they
oh
got
no,
chemistry.
dog.
No,
Oh
that was in
no.
the beginning, not like I'm not saying it was terrible, but like
Mm.
a lot of stuff they were producing in the back in the day when the Netflix original series, this shit, it was a hit or a miss. Like they had a lot of misses, but then they found that formula that people were really vibing with. And I talk about the days before Stranger Things, yo. Like there was a lot of weird stuff out there for Netflix, and then they
So
found that
I
they found that vibe, that chemistry, they found that audience, and then they were able to build on that, yo.
I'm trying to think what was the first thing I bought. I mean, watched that was a Netflix original. It it probably had to be Daredevil. I think.
There was a series I was watching with what's his name? Oh my god, the dude who plays it.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård. I don't remember. It was like a vampire show, and I got really hooked on it. I can't remember the name of the series at the top of the moment. I don't even think it's on there anymore. But the one that really did do it for me is basically Daredevil. Like when they acquired Daredevil on Netflix, that changed my whole world.
Because I'm trying to, most of the stuff I watched on there, they didn't, it wasn't made, it wasn't a Netflix original. Like, I think it was a lot of TV shows that I've never seen before that just ended up making it on Netflix, but I don't never really dabbled into anything Netflix original. Cause you know what? I did, but then I had to cut it off. The acting wasn't good to me. Like it started off, the acting really wasn't that good.
And some of the productions weren't that great either. Like some of
Yeah,
them were like you could tell the budget was really low. But like I stated before, like they found that niche and they stuck with it, and they kind of found out what audience want because they were new to the game. Remember, this was a company that rented DVDs to people, bro. Like, and then they started producing their own movies and shows, and you're like, bro, they're not gonna make it, bro. They tripping. They don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't know anything about making movies and TV shows. And then like, look at this shit now. Like now they got bangers, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if you had. I don't know if
Cobra
PlayStation had
Kai.
this. Xbox used to be able to watch movies on Netflix with the party.
I don't remember that. What a party.
Yeah, back when the Xbox 360 days, like say for example, we could be on the headset together in a party, like talking, and then I can invite you to watch a movie with me on Netflix.
I didn't have an Xbox, so I can't tell you that.
See that's what I
Let's
mean.
see.
You gotta have
All
an
right.
Xbox to experience these type of things.
I'm a Sony man, yo. I
Yeah,
don't mess with Xbox.
nah, you gotta get there. I remember Benjamin Button when that bug came up on there, man.
Shit, and the category's getting crazy too. They're getting into anime too, and this shit's crazy. That's a lot of good anime on Netflix too.
Yeah, so here's my thing because the thing is with anime, you know how I be about that English dub. I need that English dub. I cannot do the sub.
You can't sit there and read them shits, yo. I don't mind it.
Hell
I don't mind it.
nah. Hell nah.
I don't mind it, yo.
It takes
Like,
away from me watching it.
nah, I just you gotta find the right anime and you gotta find the right voice actors because some of these animes, some of these voices just sound too feminine to me. But overall, like, I mean, it's the story that catches me. But I mean, this is a crazy time we live in. I mean, hey, if Netflix gets it, more power to y'all. I mean, I could see myself keeping the Netflix subscription because I know that we didn't even get into it, but I mean, there's a lot of controversy on Netflix and stuff like that. But it's neither here or there. I mean, we just want good stuff. We got one good TV shows and good movies, and we just want somebody to take care of our DC characters and just make good films. That's pretty much all I want. I don't know about you, but that's all I gotta say. But if Paramount gets in, more power to y'all too. They got a lot of stuff already on their belt. If I were to pick one or the other, who would actually take care of the DC universe, I probably would have to go with Netflix. But I like I stated before, I feel like they might be doing a little too much. I feel like it's too much to handle. But I mean, hey, who knows?
Netflix got the money. I'ma just leave it at that.